So tonight I am logging on to again do a tapping for sleep. Just knowing that so many people struggle with falling asleep and staying asleep and waking up in the middle of the night. And so I know that tapping really helps with sleep. It just helps calm the nervous system and it just helps to. Let the body know that it's safe to relax. And so it's just a really powerful tool. And um, then when you pair it with the affirmations, it just makes it even that much, stronger of a tool. So I know that it has changed my life, and so I'm just anxious to share it with others because you're welcome to look at my videos or just try it on your own and just learn the tapping points and to do it on your own because it can be used for anything and everything really just but especially for anxiety and any type of negative emotion that you may be feeling, and if you just tap for it, you just before you know it you feel better, and it always works for me. And so that's why I'm a huge believer in it, and I love sharing it with others because I know that it can really transform people's lives. So tonight, I always like to have a topic, and so tonight I have chosen the topic of regret. I think a lot of us replay conversations in our head. We all have a lot of regret of what we wish we had done differently, or if I had only done this, or I should have done that, and just replaying that in our head over and over again because obviously we can't change it. We can't go back and change the things that we've done, but that doesn't stop us from replaying them. And it's just a lot of energy going to the past for things that we can't change. I mean, the best we can do is learn from the mistake. If a mistake was made, or if you had wished that you had done something, then maybe next time you'll trust your inner voice, a little better or something. But it's not about, it's not about replaying the I wish I would have, as much as we used to. And so now it's just about, releasing that regret and recognizing that, okay, I did the best I could at the time. Now I'm going to learn from that. And then going forward, you just take that lesson with you, and so that you don't have to relive it. If we just take the wisdom that we learn from our mistakes instead of beating ourselves up, just recognizing like I I know that, things don't go as planned all the time, and then instead of beating ourselves up, just recognizing like, okay, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time, and then just having grace and forgiveness for yourself because regret only keeps us in the energy of the problem, or in the, when we go back to regret, it brings up all those emotions, and it's just um it's just not really necessary because we can't change it anyway. And when we learn from it and we decide that we want to move forward, and and with that wisdom, that is a much more positive way instead of looking back and regretting. Instead of taking, instead we're going to take the information that we learned from that mistake and move forward, knowing that we're not going to make that mistake again, and just having more grace and forgiveness for yourself so that you don't carry that regret as heavy, as you used to. So, but I know that um, when we sometimes lay down to rest, that's when the mind starts going. That's when we start thinking about one thing, and then it leads to another thing, which leads to another thing. And within that, if you were to check it, you might find that there's regret in there. And so tonight we're just going to tap for releasing regret and embracing a good night's rest. And that means falling asleep easily and choosing, the thoughts that you want to have as you fall asleep, and then staying asleep. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, you can still use the same tool here. You can come back and use this tapping, or you can visualize the tapping, or you can even tap for yourself just to get yourself to fall back to sleep easily. And you'll see it really is a powerful tool. And the more you use it, it really can help you to fall asleep faster and just really great sleep throughout the night. Because it's definitely changed my life, which is why I want to share it with you. So. All right, so tonight we're going to tap for releasing regret. And if you have never done tapping before, the first time through, I will tell you the points that we're going to tap on. And then after that, you can either copy me or you can, just tap the best you can. There's no wrong way to do this, really. It's all just going to be really helpful if you just, but if you've never done it before, I just highly recommend following me. And then also, too, the statements that I say, you can say them out loud or you can say them in your head. It doesn't really matter. But it's just really powerful when you tap and say the statements. So I highly recommend just giving it a try. So, all right, let's go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna tap for releasing regret and embracing a good night's rest. So here we go. Deep breath, releasing, relaxing, and just embracing this time. Here we go. Even though I hold so much regret, I completely love and accept myself. So I'll leave time after that for you to repeat it. Even though this regret can feel so heavy, I completely love and accept who I am. Even though this regret can take over my thoughts when I try to go to sleep, I completely accept myself. Okay, here we go. So this is the eyebrow point. It's just right here on the side, and we're just going to say, regret. I'm going to tap between 5 and 10 times. Then over here, side of the eye. It keeps me up at night. Then under the eye. It keeps me replaying the past. Under the nose, right here, under the nose. It takes so much energy to replay the past. And the chin point, all the emotions of how it felt back then. Collarbone, so it's this right here. You're just going to say, I beat myself up. And then under the arm, the emotions are so negative. And then top of the head is the last one. This regret really keeps me up at night. Okay, so here we go. I'm tired of holding all this regret. Yes, I've made mistakes, but I don't have to keep replaying them. When I try to go to sleep at night, I just keep replaying the past, replaying the past. So much, should I have done this? Could I have done this? Like, what could I have done to do things better? And it's okay to think about the lessons that we could learn. But what's not okay is how much I beat myself up for it. I'm really hard on myself for my past. I talk to myself in such a mean way. It's really hard. And it brings back all those emotions, which makes me sad and frustrated and mad at myself. And I don't want to feel like that. Yes, There are many things I wish I had done differently, but I can't change it now. I want to release it. Maybe I can let it go because I know I can't change it. And when I replay these things in my head, it just makes it hard for me to fall asleep at night. And I need to remind myself that I did my best, and this is a time for me to rest. My body gets me through the day, and I need to let it rest at night. But in order to let it rest, my thoughts need to be in a more positive place. Otherwise, it just takes me so long to fall asleep. So starting tonight, I decide what I want to think when I go to sleep. When those old ideas of regret start coming in, I can decide to put them aside, and I get to decide what I want to think about. And I want to think about the good things that are coming. I want to think about things that bring me joy. As I fall asleep, I want to create my dreams. I want to create a beautiful idea of what my life could look like. That feels much better than replaying the past. The regret feelings keep us in the past and keep us in negative feelings. I decide that I don't want that anymore. I decide that when I go to bed at night, I want to think of good things. I want to dream about maybe a better job that I could have, or a vacation I could go on, or an amazing relationship I have. I want to decide what I think about, and I don't want to live in the past anymore. I release it. I let go of self-doubt and regret, knowing that I carry the wisdom with me and I'll do it better next time. And right now, I deserve a good night's rest. And so I get to create what I want to think about. And I think about good things. And that feels much better as I fall asleep. And if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll just go back to my dream world of what I want in my life, the dreams that I have for myself. That's what I'll do, because I know my body has gotten me through a day, and I'm thankful to my body. My body, mind, and spirit need a good night's rest, and I'll be ready for tomorrow. And that will feel so good. I'll be sharp and alert and ready and positive. And I'm so thankful for this good night's rest. Okay, so check in with yourself. I hope you're feeling a little lighter. I hope that it'll help you to release some of that regret that you may be holding and replace it with grace and wisdom, because you know that you're wiser now, you're smarter now, and you would do things differently now. So there's no reason to beat yourself up. So when you go to sleep tonight, close your eyes and envision good things. Envision the things that you want in your life. And then you're going to fall into a peaceful night's sleep. And if you wake up and you have any trouble, you can come back to this recording anytime, or you can tap for yourself, or just, close your eyes and just replace those negative thoughts and those negative, and those regretful feelings, replace those with better feelings, because you deserve that. You deserve to forgive yourself. We're human. We're all doing the best we can, and have a little more grace for yourself. Okay. I hope you sleep well, and thanks for joining me. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.